My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to the Darkest Dungeon, where I'm pretty sure I had some sort of a thing that I was going to be doing, right? Did I not say I was going to be going to the Darkest Dungeon this episode, or was I... right, no, I wanted Starwood with me, so I have to take a short mission at the start. Yes, now I recall. That's a short mission right there. There's also a Carapace Idol for extra HP on an Antiquarian. We've also got a short mission over here and one short low-level mission. Short low-level mission in the ruins seems a really good idea for me. Mostly due to the fact that Plutomania is going to be kind of annoying. But also, I do want to level up you, so... Yes. And then we just want to take, like, truck hitters. Only higher level blights are really useful. I do want to level up Esteni, and I have nothing stopping me from taking Esteni out on the party. I don't want to take you out. Actually, I can take you out with Hagiomania. It's not a problem. Okay, so I guess I, like, run a second line Esteni. Huh, I totally could, actually. Interesting. We'll put you there, we'll put Arceline in the back line, and then we'll put up Petrie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we do have the requisite amount of people. We've got a backup healer just in case. We don't need the mark. You do benefit slightly from the mark, but I don't know if it's enough to take a turn to mark someone unless they're super powerful. But the primary concern I have at this point is making sure that we've got the levels on the things that we want. So if you're going to be running second line, which of your abilities am I going to be taking? It's going to have to be Mace Bash, so I do have to unlock that. So Mace Bash, the Divine Comfort, and then I guess it has to be Illumination. And Hand of Light. Brilliant. So that means you're also going to be picking up the Profanity Scroll. Bit of extra damage on you, a little bit of extra debuff skill chance. You get a bunch more protection and healing skills if you're in that position. It's not half bad, to be honest. It's not half bad. It's just I'm not so certain what else I can do with you. Like, what's the other trinket I put on you? More healing skills? I guess it might actually be more healing skills, but I also just want to make you do more damage. And maybe move a little faster. How do I do faster movement, more damage? Still don't think I have faster movement, more damage. What extra accuracy? What's the accuracy on your base? Oh shit, yeah, you actually need accuracy buffs. So you're gonna have to take a Sun Ring. That's really terrifyingly sad, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And then you, yes, but Esteni you actually need to upgrade. Neither of you actually have anything to upgrade. Awesome. So I think, looking at you, I do just want super high speed. But if you're going to be quick drawing, I think I might just have you, like, Ancestor's Pen plus Sun Ring. So you're doing plus 30% damage on melee skills with plus 5% crit. And plus 10 accuracy, just so you can crunch someone immediately is my whole goal with you. Then I am considering the Blighting Satchel. I do like it, but I definitely am taking the Raider's Talisman. That's pretty obvious for the scouting chance. It's just what I want to do after that is actually up for debate. I could try the Lucky Talisman, but I don't know if I'll need the dodge, which is my concern right now. So you are going to be doing range, plus a crit. Raising your weapon base doesn't really seem that important as far as I'm concerned. I think it might actually be the Blighting Satchel there. Or I could just give you Fuseman's Matchstick, but I think you take Fuseman's Matchstick and the Prophet's Eye, and then you increase your speed a bunch, and your accuracy, and your damage, and your crit. So you have really low damage, actually, Arceline. It's becoming more and more obvious to me that Arbalists suck ass in any party that just doesn't mark a bunch. Which is also getting more annoying for me because I don't use Occultists that often. Not anymore, because I can't really rely on their healing. Yeah, I think I'll go for the extra Blight chance. I think this is pretty much how I want to be running it. We're not going to get an incredible amount of scouting, but honestly, is that going to be a problem? Yeah, it doesn't look like it will be. Okay, yeah, we're just going on the ruins. Now, actually, just before I do this, I'll check. All of the people that I have in top level, you need to be A-okay with what we're about to do. So, if I'm going to have to lock them away for a week, I want to do it right now. So, if I'm taking an on-guard Eldritch Slayer, do I have anything that you aren't allowed to be? Not really. I think I lock in Eldritch Slayer on you, though. Because you're just going to need that. Not a problem. Again, not a problem. Not a problem. Fear of Unholy. It's just, I don't know how many of them are unholy down in the area I'm going to be going towards. I want to lock in Eldritch Slayer on you. Have an Eldritch Slaying Occultist. Just because they have the trinkets for the best, like, Eldritch Slaying. You are evasive, which I do want to lock in. And I do want to lock out calm, so evasive for calm. Just spend all of my money as much as I can. See if anyone has a disease that I want to cure right now. Poor, you are bulimic. It'll cost like 600 to cure you, it's fine. Yeah, 450, that's nothing. Alright. Let's take the party out. So now, short mission. Although you are a bit hungry. So I expect 2 hunger pangs. Which means this should be fine. In fact, that should be fine. Take a second shovel. 2 skeleton keys. A second of that. I like to take 2 holy waters because I'm an optimistic kind of fellow, personally. And then we'll go out. That seems good to me. No need to super oversupply for this.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar. Now, foreign.
Let's quickly pick this up.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
How many of you are shitty? Not shitty, not shitty. Kind of shitty. You're gonna read. Dang it. If I can still afford to just fire someone, I may as well just have them read. See if they get something incredible.
We require only the
Decide from then on whether or not I want them on my team or whether I'm gonna fire them. Just try and heal the person with the highest stress. See if I crit, then that would do some nice little work there.
Ghoulish horrors.
Brought low and driven into the mud. Yeah, I do want to start working on you. Not gonna be enough. No one else is... Wow, really? Never mind.
Executed with impunity.
The 10 would have been enough by itself, but honestly, I'm just glad to get away without any sort of... What's going on here? Any sort of stress invoked. Of course, as I say that, immediately stress gets invoked, as you might imagine.
Obliterated.
Wow! You're more powerful than the majority of my other teammates right now. It's actually frighteningly sad.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Do I care about... you know what? Cop that. Lower your damage. And then we'll miss. Okay, well, I'm glad I did it then.
Mortality.
I'm definitely glad I did it if there was a crit. Light them up, baby. Start to do some heals here. You should be able to do a party heal, actually. And then it should only take a swipe from the leper to finish this all off.
Press this advantage.
Beautiful.
Give them no quarter. A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Sack is empty. We'll obviously not have you disarm. Oh, well, obvious. In fact, that's the only crew member I have that would 100% definitely disarm. Okay, I do have to explore 90% of rooms, so I may as well go up here, even if it's just a fight.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike. Continue
Oh
the
yeah, that's
onslaught.
what I was expecting.
Destroy
That I would have the ability to
them
spread out that damage a little more. Yeah.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
We just wanted to go for the clear kill there,
Be wary.
not let them have a turn to try and
Triumphant
crit me.
pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Now, I'm actually going to try and make a pro play here. I'm going to take this and unequip the Raider's Talisman while I'm walking all the way back up here. Because I'm not going to get any procs for scouting chance. I'm not going to be in any fights, so I don't need to crit in the speed. And basically, if I get a hunger proc while I'm walking through here, I'll save myself a food. That's all I'm really doing at the moment by unequipping that. You can also unequip it just before you camp so that you don't have to spend so much food. It's a nice little strat I've learned recently. Never actually been able to put into action yet, but I have learned it. This is scouted, so I may as well also have it undone for this time.
The light, the promise of safety.
Then oh, let's get G with it. I equip it, walk into the room for the possibility of the scouting chance. Now, scouting proc didn't trigger, so I'll unequip it and then walk out. See? Yeah, eat 4 food instead of 5. Oh, look at me. I've got my big boy pants on today. Alright, you are going to reduce your stress. I don't have any stress reduction in lower levels, and I don't want you to have to take a vacation. Not a long one, at least. Okay. A little bit of loot in my life. Don't mind if I do. Getting very close to being able to equip this stuff back. Desiccated and unremarkable. You are going to pray, but you're not going to use the holy water. Just in case up here we actually find an Eldritch altar to pray at. Okay. Oh, wow. I actually ran out of torches. Well, my sun rings are going to be entirely useless. Kind of sad.
Eradicated.
Thankfully, it doesn't look like they need to be useful. Oh, well done. I'm so stressed. Oh, you can see it right there.
Annihilated.
Alright, I like that a lot. I kind of want to do Illumination. Mostly just for the torch buffs. So just have her run Illuminate every single turn that she can. Bree can cop that on the chin. It's fine.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Mm-hmm. That's a crumbly enemy if I've ever seen one. Can't even hit the front row, so I may as well be a healer. Turn that light on. Yeah, that one wasn't going to work ever. And another heal. Don't mind if I do. I was basically just rolling that to see if I got the crit, but also it's going to prevent this guy from ever having a turn. Nice.
This expedition at least promises success.
And now I'll actually continue, just to see if I possibly get an Eldritch Altar, because I would love one.
If
Burn off a negative.
treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Alright, we're out of here.
The great ruins belong to us, and we will find whatever secrets they hold.
So, not much money. Not at all. But that wasn't exactly the point of the quest. And neither of those are really that bad. Known cheat or sickly.
I was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain.
Now, I do want to sell a few trinkets, if I can find any that I think are worth selling. I never use this. This is good. Like, this is good, good, good. But I always have things that are better than it. Like, I never want to couple those things together specifically. Yeah, Antiquarian seems a dumb idea. Extra dodge and extra speed for lower accuracy on ranged. That's not happening ever. Of course, I've got a duplicate of this that I've just picked up. Same here, same here, same here. Well, actually, this one I already had for a while, but I was on a roll. Okay, so now I've got a lot more money back. So now let's get all of you out of here. Hover over this. Reasonable. Let's see if there's any trinket that I desperately want in a different area. That looks like a no on the desperately wanting a trinket from a different area. Is shuffle a thing? Am I gonna be shuffled? Is that something I need to concern myself with? So I'm taking to Mol. I'm definitely taking to Mol. There is no discussion about that. That has to happen. I'm definitely taking Belay. No discussion about that. Again, just 100% has to occur. Speaking of, though, Belay is actually a little expensive right now because I have to upgrade a few things on you. None of that, but both of these have to be upgraded. I'm also definitely taking Bynard, which means that my final position has to be a stunner or a damage dealer. Lugless is not enough of a damage dealer to come along on the party, I don't feel. I wanted actually Stalwart. The thing is, like, I want to run Bynard as, like, aggressive, but if you have Calm, I can't do it. I actually can't I just can't justify running you aggressive if you've got that. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you need to be a healer. And you need to come along on the mission. But if you're coming along on the mission as a healer, where is the position that I put Stalwart in? And where is all my damage coming from? Because I just can't see it at the moment. Like this? This is going to be my damage? I guess you are an Eldritch Slayer, sure? Is that going to be enough? Like that. That would be my setup for you. If you have to be aggressive, you'd have to be in that line. Because Stalwart has to be in the third position. And to be honest, you kind of do have to be here. Now, everyone should have decent bleed resist, yes? You've got lower bleed resist as a result of being anemic. Ugh. Apparently, scouting doesn't trigger in this area. I think I know that to be a fact. So, you definitely have to take a bleed amulet. Make sure that your bleeds hit. I just don't know if you take Sunring or not. I think maybe you take Sunring. And then we give you the Profane Scroll, which is going to be nice for you. But on top of the Profane Scroll, we're actually going to go way down to the bottom and pick up extra bleed resist and extra max HP, just so you don't die. You just need to stay there and heal. And then our final position is pretty much always the same. Blasphemous Vial, and let's see what else we want. There's no resist on this, is it? It's blight resist and disease resist, yeah, but it's blight skill chance. Damn. Damn, Daniel! I'm gonna try and stop doing that. I'm trying. I need bleed resist. I feel is probably, like, the primary right here. Bunch of bleed resist and disease resist. I wish I could just sort by bleed resist, you know? It'd be so good. Ugh. Extra blight resist and no, it's not. None of these. This is lower disease resist for blight resist. The thing is, I don't want to stack stress on you, because there are going to be some stressing attacks down here. I feel it in my bones. Is this any of these? Plus 20 bleed skill chance? No, I just want to not be bled. Alright, I think I will take the Ancestor's Handkerchief, but I'm not going to be happy about it. We're going to have to make certain that we constantly have highlight, though. Yes, 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 yes. You don't get mapping. You have all of the ability. You don't have your abilities that you're going to be needing because you're in a second line. Good thing I goddamn checked. Oh my gosh, that could have been abysmal. Okay, Bynard, you need to double level this, double level this, double level this. And your lock-ins are 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I'm also going to need to sell some more stuff. Antiquarian Candle of Light, I feel like, is probably one of the next ones. I really want to sell the Martyr's Seal, but I'm keeping it around just in case it turns out to be amazing at some point in the future. I don't like the Holy Orders. Is this true? Yeah, that's true. I don't like the Holy Orders. I also don't like... You can sell Ancestral ones as well, by the way, for a large amount of money, but then you have to go find them again. Ugh. What was the other one that I didn't like in this area? I'm gonna go with Restraining Padlock, honestly. I need this so that I can actually pick up all of the things that I want to be picking up in terms of resources as we move forward. So, yes, you're equipped. You've got the right skills. This is to get you back into position just in case. Although I think maybe I'll sub it out for Inspiring Cry if I'm not being pushed around. I don't think I get pushed around. Okay, I'll sub it out for Inspiring Cry already. This is definitely what I want you with. This is definitely what I want you with. Have you got any accuracy buffs? You don't. If you don't have any accuracy buffs, I guess you're just not going to hit, are you? Like, are you ever going to hit if you don't have accuracy buffs? I need you to have the bleed resist, though, so that you don't die. So that you can heal everyone. Damn it. So I can't deal with your accuracy at the moment. I'm just going to have to eat that and take some rolls on you. You have all of the abilities that I want you to have. You also similarly have the abilities I want you to have. Okay, now we can actually go into the Darkest Dungeons. 23 minutes into an episode. If a Darkest Dungeon quest is abandoned, not all heroes are guaranteed to survive. Someone must sacrifice themselves to hold off the fiends during retreat. Are you sure you want to proceed? No, because we're going to do it... No, I'm kidding, of course. Oh, I got you. You thought we were going to do that next episode. We definitely go all of the food. Bunch of bandages. I know that to be true. You just go like a shitload of bandages. I don't know about anything else. Take like that many torches. Take like 4 medicinal herbs as well.
Once again, the stars are right. And the manor sits at the very epicenter of cosmic unrest. Cultists rally to their twisted idols, and great gongs sound in anticipation of the coming sacrifices. Far below, life-laden shadows pulse to the unrelenting rhythm of a beating heart.
Rapturous cultists will give their lives to protect their allies. Now, this is something that called a lot of people out the first time. It was like, oh, this is the whole map. Really, it's just like at the end of this, and I've got the ability to rest. Well, I'll just rest here and get all my buffs.
The blood of the fallen flows ever downward along these titan spires. The creature fattens itself on your failures.
2 rapturous cultists. They are unholy. Excellent. I did not know that. Their resistances are shite.
Pummeling.
Let's exercise that humor. Yep, horrible resistances, and you're dead already. Perfect. Flesh to flesh. So that's just a self-heal. I'm gonna try and save myself some torch. So I'm gonna use that to buff my torch up, and then just kill him.
Eradicated.
Eradicated!
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Okay, start to blight up the cultist priest. My stun chance on you is not looking good. So I'll just go with kill.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
They're just introducing the new enemies, by the way. They're not specifically trying to fight me. Yep, that's it. That one's dead. Rend for the new god, and then you're corrupted. Ooh, interesting.
Slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
So we're going to start seeing some enemies that are slightly different to how they were previously displayed.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I've got a decent percentage to hit either of you, so I may as well. Why am I splitting my damage again? What? How? What? Why did I think that was a good idea? Thankfully, you've got a bunch of bleed resist as well. This is... See, this is the benefit of me knowing already kind of the foibles of this area and what I'm going to be running into. Most people run into this blind, or most people that I watched ran into the Darkest Dungeon blind because they didn't know any better. It was just released and they were covering it immediately.
Nonetheless.
However, I've watched people play through Darkest Dungeon because to me the story isn't really the thing that I'm super interested in. Although I do love the story. The thing that I'm really interested in is the gameplay and the mechanics and the decision making and the strategy and all of that. Good, nice. There's also corners in here, which are really cool.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Stun both of you in the background. Hoping to ignore you for a while. Let's try and quickly cut you apart. The Ascended Brawler here, that of course being.
Confidence
Oh,
surges
nice.
as the enemy crumbles.
Perfect amount of damage for that. These Wrens, of course, would be way more powerful if I was already marked by one of the witches. Which is why I keep focusing them down as quickly as possible. Or stunning them, so that I don't have to deal. Fate's Reveal. I think that's stress, like a lot of stress. Thankfully, you marked the backline, which these guys can't even actually attack yet.
As the fiend
God.
falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Why do I not always run a backline vest? Sorry, a second line Vestal? And you've got move resist, haven't you? Doesn't this give you move resist? No, it doesn't. What? Oh, well, you're just good at resisting move then. I was pretty certain that was extra move resist from that, but no, I was wrong. We'll do this, and then we'll read them our rights.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Which is going to leave a corpse in the front, which is going to make it a lot easier for me to do this. Perfect. We'll try and get some healing on the frontline party member. Please go to the Vestal.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
So as you might be imagining here, the map reveals itself over time. Now, as I have said, I do know a little bit about this mission, but I don't know the full layout of the map for every single one of the Darkest Dungeon missions or anything like that. That's not something I've done to myself.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Although I do know it is symmetrical. So I don't want to go down. Like, that's not going to get me anything new. It'll just be a fight. Okay, I still got reasonable
In
light.
Radiance, may we find victory.
That's a super high bleed attack. You might be noticing a trend here, haven't you? You've noticed the trend. Yeah. This isn't really going that well because I have to keep splitting my damage everywhere. Just go for the kill here. Death Lash? Oh look! It's something that would be bleeding! Is it? Or is it just debuff? Oh, it's a debuff that lowers your bleed resist. I see what you're trying to do here. I'm picking up what you're putting down, don't worry. It's a little bit of damage right there. I might actually have to start using the Vestal's heal here. Oh, beautiful. Well, you resisted the bleed. Damn, you are actually going to live. Well, can't have that.
Precision and power.
That's sad. Really wanted to get some healing off there.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay, more scouting. So I don't even know when the boss is going to be, which is going to be terrifyingly sad. I'll just have to make an assumption. And you know what they say about assumptions?
Safety.
They're fucked up. That's what they say about assumptions. That's what I've heard, at least. Reveal some sweet fate to me. Yeah, I'm not liking that. Another face reveal and you are, yep, that'll do it. Going insane.
Stalwart!
Ballet is now Stalwart, which I believe is increasing your... Where are we?
Not today.
It is nothing that is observable from this area. You always get the plus 20% to your resistances. Damn, that was actually really, really good. I'll stun the Ascended Witches, so they won't get this round, obviously, because they've already acted. They won't get next round. It's kind of the more important one. Yeah, there's the bleed. 6 damage per round. You can kind of see why I was trying to prevent it from occurring, right?
Masterfully
Damn.
executed.
Oh, that's a kill! That is just enough for that kill. Perfect. I feel pretty good about that one.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Well, I'll focus on you because you haven't even had your turn this round, so you'll take 10 damage total to that. I do actually need to do the AoE now. I do need to do some healing. It's only fair. You also need to be cured of that bleed, because that bleed would be literally 18 damage. My bleed resist is still a little lower, so... Oh no, that's stress damage up. Oh, awesome. Don't mind then. Oh, that's bad. Really? You're gonna try and stress out the one that... Okay, well, you're more than welcome to try. That'll kill you, right? Yeah, perfect. Combine all those together, and that counts up to a kill. Go for some damage on the back line. And, damn it, really? 5 HP. Okay, that's fair enough. If they live with 1 HP, I feel bad, because it's like, I was so close! Just give me the 1 extra damage! But if they live with 5 HP, it's like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Well struck.
Nice crit. Oh, reveal that fate to me. Baby. Oh, I'm so pleased you keep revealing. Oh, and it's crit on the person that needs the healing the most. It's so good. Yes, you are already dead. Perfect. So now I'll try and run a bunch of stress heal on this target, as well as turn our lights up. Corpus response. Ah, there you go. You can stress heal yourself. That's what you can do.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Oh, gosh. I'm gonna go long. If this turns out to actually get me the enemy that I have to fight, I'm gonna be sad about it. Oh, I feel bad about this move, but I think there might be another prong out here, and I want to rest in this room. But if we actually just have to fight the shuffling horror in here, then it's totally my bad. No, that's malignant growth, not a shuffling horror. God damn it, Ryan, say words. Yeah, it's about time we did no damage with that, to be honest. Give me the finger. I've got all of the bleed resist that ever existed. If I didn't, by the way, that would have been brutal. But I do. So it wasn't. Okay, you can only live for 2 more actions if you don't get healed. Maul the flesh. Again, bleed resist out the wazoo. Okay, yeah, as long as I bleed. In fact, even if I don't bleed, that one's dead. Perfect. We've got the cultist priest dead. As long as it doesn't get healed by the rapturous cultist, which actually is a concern. But at the same time, I don't want to focus the rapturous cultist right now. Wow, I got dodged by a structure. There's nothing worse than getting dodged by an inanimate object. Yeah, you're gonna flesh wall. What? Flesh wall? That actually just wastes your turn. You didn't try and heal him, so he just dies. Oh, beautiful. You are taking not enough damage, so we'll actually read the rights. Maul that flesh. You are doing a lot of damage, sure, but you're not bleeding, and the bleed does way more damage than the initial damage spike. Corpus has responded. Let's give you a little bit more blight on top of what you currently got. Goodbye, sir. There's some healing for us. Now we've just got to pound down your front door. Ooh. Oh, this is kind of a sad situation to be in, actually. I hope I don't get reinforced. Yeah, that's a stun. As you might see. Or as you might have expected, rather. Let's see what we've got here. Can I blight you? Yeah, I can. And you're actually relatively susceptible to blight. You've also got bleed resist. Everyone in the front few rows has bleed resist, which is why I did it. And then boom.
Be wary. Triumphant
That's got to be the
pride
boss.
Precipitates a dizzying fall.
100%. That's going to be the boss at the end of that hallway. Prevent nighttime ambush. I do want to prevent nighttime ambush. I have one religious companion who would get 15% protection, and then you two would get 5% protection. Extra accuracy and crit, I feel like goes on you. No one has a disease or anything like that. I wouldn't have taken anyone with a disease on the mission. Oh, perfect. So I'm actually going to just have a lot of time to do whatever I want here. So 4, 3, and then I'd have 2 left over, so I wouldn't be able to do this. So I've got 4 and 4 then. Pray and Zealous Vigil. Or I can do 3 and 4, and then if I have a 2 on someone, that would be decent. 1 companion, remove target blight. No, no, no. Or I could do the 4 and the 5. Give everyone stress reduction. Not stress reduction, but stress damage resistance. Actually, I don't think that's necessary. So no nighttime ambush, and then I'll have a little bit of prey. And you may as well give yourself some extra disease resist, because I just have the time to do it. This has to be the boss, right? It has to be. As far as I'm concerned. Although this doesn't seem like an epic lead up to a boss, as far as I'm concerned. Focus on one at a time. If I'm focusing on one at a time, which do I want dead first? The person that can get hit by an individual blight, so I'll go here. Oh! Yeah, a little bit less stress for me. That's not going to be enough, unfortunately. Yeah. Too short of killing you. Oh, damn. Never mind. Never mind. We're actually going to remove one of them. Perfect. I'm not going to get the kill here, but I do need to start waging in damage against you. Okay. Now I get to see what the mark here is going to do. Very nice. Never mind. I'm not going to be able to hit anyone with that, so that's how that's going to have to go down. I might actually try my chances on the stun here. No, if you've already acted, I'm not going to try that. So if I'm marked, Deathlash does anything extra? No. I just want to know the things that synergize with my opponent's skill sets, basically. I'm only going to be trying to heal because I know this guy is already dead. Okay. I hope I'm right here because I'm about to eat all of my food before I go in.
Slow and insidious killer.
I'll leave 4 just in case I'm wrong. Then I can actually deal with 1 more hunger proc. I'm gonna increase your bleed resist. I'm actually even gonna pop the 2 holy waters. That's how certain I am. Yep. Boom. Shuffling horror, and it's Eldritch. It has really high stun resist. I've got 140 plus 40, 180, so I'd have 32% chance to hit the stun on you. But the cultist priest in the background would get stunned. No, instead, I think I start with blights. Excuse me? Oh, this guy actually resisted the blight. That's bad. I think I start trying to debuff you, actually. Lower your damage and accuracy, yep. That seems a really good idea to me. Start stacking bleeds if I can as well. Bleed being your lowest resist. Undulations. Why do I feel like that's a shuffle? Yep, because it is. That's actually, like, the biggest thing that could have fucked me ever is a shuffle. That's what happens. Please undulate me again. Lacerate on 2 people with decent bleed resistance. I feel fine about that.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Yep. This is not what was needed for me. I'm actually just going to try and start rectifying my party positioning wherever possible. You are going to have to throw out a heal. You just have to skip a turn moving yourself backwards. Oh my god, really? Yep, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do, like, anything. Undulations is just going to kill me. How am I gonna get through this? Corpus responds, yay! Heal that off yourself. I'm gonna do Battle Cry here, because I do want to stay in the back part position. But the Battle Cry there is primarily... just so that I can be fast enough to try and fix my own positioning before they capitalize on it. Wow, I'm actually starting to get hit by the bleeds as well. Another undulations, yeah. So I've learned for my next attempt that I just need to start hitting and hitting and hitting and have hits in most positions. That's pretty much all I can do. There's our death door. The grave can wait. Start throwing out that blight because we do need the cultist priest to die. This fixes our party positioning, but of course we're going to get undulated, so let's not get comfy. Just hope that I get a shot before I get undulated. Never mind. Yeah, it's a bit of an undulation right there. I mean, is it worth me trying to move? I get undulated before my next attempt. Yeah, it's not even worth you trying to move. I'm slow enough that my next move happens... Oh my god, you take so much damage. Yeah, I'm slow enough that my next move happens after another undulation, so I may as well just wait. That was kind of dumb. I should have just let the light move over. You also need to fix this, and then start healing yourself if you can. Yeah, and then the undulation triggered late, so... Good work me, I guess. Party positioning is still pretty bad on this one. Last HP point is the only HP that matters. Okay, you're already on death's door. Kinda shitty. You already die, so I don't need to focus on you. Which means I don't need to move you into a better position. Actually, I should have, because Battlefield Medicine needed to trigger right here. Oh, well, I guess I'm gonna have to use a heal, and then you go back to death's door as soon as your turn starts. Echoing disassembly. Stress? And you summon a cultist priest.
Perched at the very precipice.
If I'd known that was something you could do, I probably wouldn't have done it. Alright. At this point, I'm almost certain we are going to be losing to Maul. Which is sad, but, death's door. I actually can't make any attacks from here. Oh, never mind, I can. Throw that out. $12, 5. I just keep blighting and bleeding. I just keep doing what I'm doing. You're 4 damage from dying, the Shuffling Horror. I think even if I do lose someone here, I'll still be okay. Although we are going to have a stress check on Tamal.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism.
He is powerful. He stokes the bonfire. And we shall prevail, giving everyone a damage buff. Holy shit. That's pretty powerful. I read him our rights because the guy in the background's gonna die anyway, but I need to start working down the cultist priest. That's unfortunately not helpful. Can anyone actually do anything against this priest, please? So if you finger him... it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't bleed. It does not bleed. So, done. Ancestor Scroll. Extra heals received and extra stress heals received.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
That's it. That's the first of the darkest dungeons. There are more to come, don't worry. So, Talisman of the Flame. -1, these are trinkets, by the way. Negative 100% stress damage from skill revelation and plus 100 protection from skill revelation. As you might imagine, there is a skill called Revelation in an upcoming mission that will destroy my life forever. So you have 3 trinkets to put on people, but 4 party members. So you've got 1 person you either need to guard or just hope they don't get hit. You're on guard, replacing Warren's tactician, and you've got thin-blooded. Check it and see.
You have merely glimpsed the edge of the abyss, but it is enough to trigger the cycle of revelation. Now, like me, you will begin to see things as they truly are.
Success in the Darkest Dungeon has inspired all of the heroes in the hamlet. Stress removed! And we can see down here, succeed in your first assault. We've still got a second, a third, a final Darkest Dungeon quest. I also need to upgrade an Abomination and an Antiquarian to level 6. But other than that, we will have actually completed the base game as it currently stands of Darkest Dungeon. My heart's racing! My heart's racing! You can see over here, by the way, on the people that we've taken out on the mission, they've now got a little bit of a lantern next to their name, a torch, if you will. This is to signify that they are never going back into the Darkest Dungeon. These are now spent. They have been into the Darkest Dungeon, and they do not want to go back. In fact, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Never again. Heroes who've returned from a successful quest in the Darkest Dungeon have seen too much and will never return. You're free to use them in other regions. Although, there's also a buff that the Never Again people have, where if you have Never Again, you give a greater amount of experience, resolve experience, to other people that you take out on a mission. So you can power level low people by having them with someone who has Never Again, which is really, really cool. But at the same time, I just lost a bunch of the people that I really needed to do on those missions. Did you just see that? You can start seeing corruption in the hamlet. So we just saw one of our abominations, a corrupted form of them. And there's down on Paris as well. But we're going to need to level up almost certainly Blobesville. How much did I use the stress heal there? I feel like I didn't use the stress heal much, but I would have if I didn't get 2 virtuous rolls, which was super lucky. Like, that's somewhere between 5 and 6.25% chance to hit both of those resolve checks on characters that don't have any buff for their resolve. So that was pretty good. Although, I do have to say something along the lines of, my name's been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Darkest Dungeon. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself as we've taken out the first of the Darkest Dungeon missions, and hopefully we'll see you